Okay, the light is on. I still think we need a red and a green light up there, don't you guys? I get a red, green, and yellow maybe, I don't know.
Spent enough money.
Approaching the bench. Oh, moving them around.
Got your own thing now, Brad.
Wow.
You don't feel better now?
Special.
All right, now we know who we are.
You didn't see him, but we know.
Mr. Forget, holy smokes. Morning all, let's get this meeting of the City of Washington Board of Public Works, Tuesday, August 30th, 7:30 a.m. Roll call, please.
John Vietmeyer.
Here.
Brad Mitchell.
Here.
Mike Ratatek.
Here?
Steve Richardson.
Here.
Mike Coulter.
Here.
Wayne Reed. Steve Struberg.
All right, stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Happy Tuesday morning. Minutes. You have a chance to review the minutes. Are there any questions, concerns, motions?
So moved.
Moved? Seconded? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Same, no, opposed, same sign? No? Minutes approved, thank you very much. Look, we have a priority item on the paper. Kevin?
Yes, we do. John's got something he wants to talk about.
Yeah, real quick. Okay, at the last meeting, I think I briefed you on that the Missouri Department of Natural Resources opened up grant applications, or opened up the ability to put in grant applications for $140 million for wastewater projects, $140 million for water projects, $140 million for stormwater projects, and I think it was somewhere around $10 million for lead line service inventory. So we did put applications in for each one of those categories. Category 1, the water project. I mean, we have a shovel-ready water tank, South Point water storage tank. It's shovel-ready. We're kind of holding off on that a little bit to see if we are awarded this grant. I think we asked for $1 million for that project. And then our ARPA money and our water fund money would offset the cost. So just a little assistance on that. Wastewater. We put in an application for the South Point sewer extension, which would go from essentially I think the Presbyterian Church there, and then it would go east to St. John's Road down Highway 100. It would have the ability to take in 3 package treatment plants, Ming Estates, Eastland Oaks / St. John's Meadows, and then the El Vallejo, I think, is also in that general service area. And then there's a landfill, the old Gephardt landfill, currently does not have centralized sewer. When that leachate comes out of that landfill, it actually goes to a holding tank, and they have to pump that and then bring it to the city and contract with us to treat that, which to me is a big, I think that might actually be the biggest part of this, is to get that on centralized sewer. That's located in the county, but so we put that application in. I think we asked for $900,000 of the $1.7 million that we estimate that'll cost to construct. Stormwater fund, or the stormwater project, Front Street, there's a force main from West End Lift Station to Locust Street, or the Walnut Street Lift Station, that we would improve, basically put it on more gravity. And the reason why that's a stormwater eligible project is because we do take in a lot of I&I during rainfall events, so we got to be able to handle that to eliminate some of our SSO, sanitary sewer overflows. So there's that one. And then finally, the lead service inventory. Those projects we submitted, like I said, to DNR. We met those deadlines. They have came back with some additional questions on the South Point sewer. That's good. I mean, we're conversating with them, so I think that's a good thing. We won't know until middle of October if we get any of those grants, so we got some time here to wait. But we put together some engineering reports in-house, and I know your staff did the application, so it's a pretty big deal. This priority item, Franklin County also has ARPA money available. It is available. They put out an application about a month ago. They received, a little conflicting numbers, but around 24 to 26 million can be utilized for the same type of stuff. 10 million of that can be utilized, though, for transportation. And since Franklin County only really has one utility, transportation, we fully anticipate that they'll use 10 million of that 24 to 26 million to do some of their road projects. That leaves 14 to 16 million available for whatever they deem eligible. Water, sewer, broadband, whatever. Now, we've been going to those meetings. They've been having monthly meetings and trying to essentially say that, you know, investing in the cities, the water districts, their infrastructure is good for every citizen of Franklin County. I mean, I personally live, you know, not on a centralized sewer system, and I see the benefit of it because I come here and spend my money. You got to have those things available. So we took the Missouri ARPA money or the Missouri ARPA application and just transformed it, basically just maneuvered it around to meet their criteria, and we are submitting to Franklin County as well for the same projects. If we are awarded the Missouri ARPA money, we will rescind our Franklin County money. There's no point to not. So we think that bodes well. We are submitting for South Point Sewer East, which we just talked about, the Oldenburg Industrial Park. Just as development of it needs to have a lift station and sewer put in to get that kind of up and running. So there's money we're submitting for there. And then the South Point Water Tower. So those are the three we're doing in Franklin County. With that, though, we would just like the board's a letter of support for those three projects, that those are good projects from your perspective. So to try to boost that application and just show that we have public support to get this done. Sorry, long way to get there, but that's the strategy.
You need a motion from us?
Yeah, and what I would like to do probably is, I don't have that ready. I'm probably gonna try to get that ready this morning after this meeting, that letter of support. And I would hope that I can get with John maybe to sign that today. I'll come find you. And to get that signed so I could get that in, because I think we do want to get those submitted by the end of the week.
That's good.
So support those three projects.
Get it going.
Oldenburg,
Come up.
South Point Sewer, South Point Water Tank.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Approved and seconded. Any comments?
John, what would happen if we didn't get this money? Would these projects,
I don't know.
I mean, would the projects go on the back burner?
Yeah, well, the water tank won't, right? You know, I mean, that thing's went from, you know, 1.8 now up to 2.6. I mean, we will just have to figure it out. You know, you got your water fund, you got capital improvement sales taxes, what was identified in 2018 to pay for that thing. So the city does have its own ARPA funds, and we're going to be putting our ARPA funds towards it, okay? So, you know, that one will go, because that's a definite priority. South Point Sewer to the east would put on the back burner. There is, city council pledged $250,000 to that. You know, they've earmarked $250,000 about a year ago to that project. And again, those costs have ballooned from $1 million, $1.1 million to now 1.8. So it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. Oldenburg would happen. It just may happen out of a different source. There's block grant money. There's all kinds of other stuff that is possible. But those, you know, they take time, right? I mean, this money is available. We get the projects built. It's a reimbursement. We get reimbursed. The project gets built as fast as it possibly can. So, you know, time is somewhat of, you know, of the essence to get it done. I don't think sewer to the east would get, I don't know how we could afford it.
Yeah.
And my thing is you have 3 wastewater treatment plants that are 20 plus years old. They typically have design life of 25 to 30 years. Even those Franklin, we're not asking for anything from those citizens other than just somewhat the support. And they're not ours. Those are Franklin County citizens. And that's what we're saying benefits the county is.
Well, sure.
You have, pick a number, there's 200 homes that sit out there that are staring down you know, at some point in the next 10 years, putting some money in their own, when we would have sewer available they could just hook up to.
Right.
We have the capacity. You know, in that landfill, you know, that's a liability, not to the city per se, but it is a county, it is located in the county, and we think that those 2 items, package treatment plants, consolidation, and that landfill being on centralized sewer, really make for a pretty good project.
Right.
And then obviously benefit of future development should that occur.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
we're good. Get a letter and
I'll find you.
find me. I'll find you before sundown, and we'll get
We'll make it work. I appreciate it. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, that's exciting. And the good part is, we didn't have to dream about what can you use the money for. You got projects that are ready
The
to go.
project
and
ready, yeah.
Send them in.
That's the beauty of having pseudo shovel-ready projects, that we are ready to go when this money
Yeah.
becomes available. And that is a strategy that your staff's doing, is we're trying to get transportation projects, everything on a shelf, so when the money comes available, we can roll it out the door.
Right.
And on the DNR side of it, the south side, that south sewer, they're gonna like looking at that because their main goal is to remove package plants that are out in the system. So if a community has a centralized sewer system and can handle it, they like that. So that's part of the reason why John got some questions on that side of that side. So that, which is a good thing. They'll also look at all of our projects. So,
Good.
it's a positive thing that's going on right now, which is good for the city of Washington. So.
Okay, moving on to wastewater. We got a bill from In Situ Farm.
Yes, this was the one, I don't know if you guys remember last month, I said I think we had missed a payment. This is the payment. It was early on. I think it was a transition of emails that weren't getting to the right people. However, if you look at the contract, original contract amount, it's higher than what the actual final contract is. That's due to the fact that we had some lines, once we got started into the project, there were some missized lines, which were smaller, some lines that had already been slip lined that we didn't know about from previous years. We had some lines that weren't even on the map that we'd used to try and do this, so the price changed. So it's less than what the original contract was. I always like to come and have to tell you the bad news of it being less than the bad news of it being more, so.
All right,
But it is complete now. This part of the project is complete. We still have the manholes to get lined. That company is extremely busy. They're gonna try and get here next month to do that, so we can get that done by the end of the budget. I've been calling them every other week to ask them where they're at, so, but I know they do a good job, so when you do a good job, you get a lot of work, so. We're on that too, so.
all right, so pay request number 4 for $112,079.57. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Pay the bill. Thank you. Armor equipment pay request for $10,000, $543.76.
Yes, this is for our big vac truck that we use on a daily basis all the time. We have used that truck so much that the reel on the front side of it wore out. So we had to replace the reel, bearings, and some other stuff, and this is the cost of getting that work done, but it's also, that truck has been a benefit to the city of Washington, not only for the sewer department, but for the water department, the street department, the parks department. We use it in every department for numerous things, so.
Yeah, see it all around.
It's been a great investment for the truck. I'd say probably that truck, it's probably paid for itself. How long have we had that? 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. Because with as much work as we've done on that potholing, we go out and pothole lines when we need to, so we don't hit them, so gas lines don't get hit. So it's our workhorse. It is a workhorse of a truck. So
To support that, you don't buy equipment not to use it, so. So you gotta do maintenance on it.
we gotta do
This is
maintenance
part
on
of
them,
it,
and
so.
it's just aware of it. So
And
That's
this,
right.
this comes out of the wastewater budget as opposed to any of the other
yes.
budgets from the other departments that
Yeah.
are using it.
I'm kind of working with Mary on that to see if there isn't some way we can kind of offset some of that cost with the other ones. But that's something that would be done at the end of the year anyway, so we wouldn't see that in our daily operation stuff. So
Move to pay. Second.
Moved and seconded to pay the bill. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approved, pay the bill. And Bolzenius and Sons Electric pay request for $13,400.
yes, this is something that we've been waiting to pay for quite some time. This was I don't know if you guys remember back in, it was all budgeted, back through the time we was working on the new blower down at the treatment plant. We started in October and we kept working on it, and we couldn't get the blower and all that stuff. Well, Bozenius, our BOCO, I think this should be,
It's the same thing. but-
yes, yeah, same thing. They did the electrical work for us. They had a hard time getting a breaker and stuff like that, and I think their invoice just got lost in their office, because Marty brought it to me. She said, "Kevin, have we ever closed this out?" And I'm like, "Well, do you ever get an invoice?" We didn't, so Marty called him, so this is the invoice to finish that project and close it out.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approved for $13,400 to Bolzenius. Let's see, we want to talk a little bit about the Westlink lift station project.
Yes, again, another budgeted item that was budgeted back in October. It took months to get the materials on that too, which we all have been going through for a long time, and we'll continue to go through that. We finally got all the material in, and we started it on Monday of last week. And by Friday of last week, we had the old station shut down, all the work done, and the new station running. So it is completed. So next month, you'll be seeing the invoices on paying that out, but just want to give you a heads up. That is our last, what we call, big lift station. This lift station is about 40 feet deep, and there was what they call a dry can on the side of it, so it was a dry can run station. So if we ever had to do any work in that station, two people had to go 40 feet under the ground and try pull pumps out. We got rid of all of that, and now they are submersible pumps in the bottom of the wet well. So much safer, cleaner, more efficient operation. So that's the last of our big ones. That means the big ones are Walnut Street, West End, Westlink, West Main are the big ones that bring everything from the west end of town, which is half of the treatment plant, so about a little over 1.3 million gallons of sewage comes from that end of town, all hits Walnut Street and goes to the treatment plant. So all of them lift stations help gather all the sewage and bring it down to West End, which then pumps it to Walnut Street. So it's important to get them done. We are now moving into rebuilding all of our smaller lift stations. We have a total of, 15 lift stations? 14? Yeah, 14 lift stations throughout town, and they're all old stations. They've been old stations, so we're bringing them into the new era of controls and operation. So there'll be a lot less. I think this year we got budgeted, $40,000, I think, for 2 lift stations. So the cost will be a lot less, but we're trying to get everything into the current operating of parts and materials and everything else. So that's what the discussion about Westlink is.
Excellent, thanks.
Our guys worked with Vandeventer guys, so we did all of the external work. We put in the bypass pumping, we put in the vaulting for everything to keep the cost down. It would have been probably twice as much had we not done that. Guys worked great. They worked their butts off that week. They worked great with the Vandeventer crew. Everybody worked hand in hand. If anybody had gone by there was at one point in time 4 cranes in the air. Little truck cranes in the air doing something. So that was ours and their 3. So it was a really good project, and I'm really proud of my crew for hanging in there and working on them really hot days when it was miserable out and sticking with it. So they did a great job.
All right, thanks for the update on that. Let's move into water. We've got Flynn well drilling for a $30,343 bill.
Yes, well 3 decided to short itself out down in the hole, so we had to pull it and replace it. Flynn Drilling does our work for us because we are under a contract with Flynn Drilling to do maintenance on a yearly. They come out and they inspect all of our wells on a yearly basis. So along with that, we get a 10% discount on their labor. So that's they do a great job, and I called Flynn Drilling on I think it was a Tuesday. By Wednesday, they were out to replace the well. By
Excellent.
Thursday morning, they were done. So, but yes, that is a request for payment on that.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded for payment. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved for paying Flynn well drilling. Thank you. Worldwide Industries for the tank painting.
Yes, this one is for the Enduro tank. This will close out the Enduro tank part of it, of the whole project. They did a great job. It looks good. We don't have any problems with it, so we're just trying to close that part of the project out. They do still have to come back to Clay Street, which is supposed to be next month, and we still have to get the mixer put into it, so we'll have to drain that tank. They'll install the mixer. We'll have to disinfect it, go through that process again. And then all 3 tanks will be mixed, which is the best thing you can do for water quality for the residents of the city of Washington. It helps with our chlorination, residual, and everything else. So that's what they still have to do, but this is just to pay out the project on the Enduro side.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to pay $52,364 for pay request number 3. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved to pay Worldwide Industries. Thank you. All right. Are we out of money yet? No, we still got some.
Got
Cochrane
least
wants
one
some
more.
money. Yeah, why not? For the new water tank.
Yes, for the new water tank. This is part of their engineering fees. That was all part of the whole contract on the project. This had to do with, I think, some documentation to the state and some core drilling and some other stuff they had to do out there to make sure that tank's gonna do what it has to do, so.
Motion to pay request number 4 for $2,748 to Cochrane. Moved. Seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to pay the last bill on the list.
Big month.
So we have a discussion on the South Point water tank. Is there anything new going on, or?
No, I just want to keep that on, I'm just going to keep that on the agenda until I can finally come and say, we're done. It's something that we may, John may have a little bit. Last I heard, they were working on bids.
Yeah, the water tank itself is they're just waiting to see what this grant does, really. But the water line that's going down South Point is currently being welded, and they're going to drop that water line probably in the next couple weeks in the ground. So again, that water line connects the dead end up by Peter Signs. There's a dead end water line there to a dead end water line at the north entrance of Stonecrest. What that does is then that provides 2 sources of connection to Stonecrest Fairfield subdivision from the well, this new water tank, and back and forth. It just kind of loops the water, keeps it circulating. That's been a project, I think, that we've been after for 25 plus years. 20 plus years.
About 22.
22 years, so.
I've been here 22 years, and when I started here, Stonecrest was being built, that water line was put in, and for 22 years, we tried to get that line tied together, so,
Get it done, roads
is
get
a-
paved with the Washington Special Road District, so life is good.
yes.
Are we using that new pipe and your guys are welding it together?
We're not, that's a contracted job, KJU's doing the work. I trust them, they've done other HDPE stuff in town and stuff, so actually, they helped us way back when we put a HDPE welded line on Westlink, our Westlink bridge out there. We had to do that, so they've been doing it a long time, they know what they're doing, so.
Yeah, the decision was made to go with contracted labor just to kind of keep things going, because the roadway's got to get paved this year too, so we were looking at winter time, and I didn't want to,
Yeah.
I didn't want to risk it, so,
Right.
and Kevin had plenty of other things to do.
Yeah, at some point in time, you gotta say you can't do something, and
So
that
that's
was
what
one
we-
thing I
that's
had
what
to
we
say,
did.
we can't do that. Just-
Okay, any other business? Any old business? Anything else to talk about? Any motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Our next meeting is September 27th, Tuesday, September 27th, next meeting. Meeting adjourned, thank you.
Thank you all.
Now Sarah's gonna give me writer's cramp signing all these.
Time to hit the range.
What?
You got time to hit the range.
I'll get a few lessons from Fortune.
All right,
See ya.
thank you, that's good, I like that. If anybody wants to know, we approved $222,478
No, I really didn't want to know that.
22 minutes.
Holy smokes.
He'll give us any more time.
And the only thing that we had to approve that really wasn't a